breaking news, Andrew Tate is finally out of jail during this blessed month of Ramadan. As you know, within this last year or so, he converted to Islam, and this is his first month of Ramadan and following Ramadan. From the reports that we've heard, while he was in jail, he was gathering food and not eating it during the day, waited till sunset where he's able to open his fast. And during that time in his cell, he was fighting off ants and mosquitoes and insects, whatever they were, in the jail from his food, for that food to be safe. And then the time came where he was able to open his fast with whatever minimal food that he was given there. Okay, so it just shows the mindset of this individual, that Alhamdulillah, him becoming a Muslim and him now following Ramadan and the fasting that takes place within this month in jail with literally hardly any food, and the situation he's in just really shows the mindset that he's had as becoming a Muslim. And it's been a perfect time because as Muslims we know the test, this life in and of itself is a test, and he's been tested through something, and it's been done straight after he's become Muslim. And this is a time where he not only can take time to focus on reading the Quran, and as he came out of jail into the court's initial time, he left with the Quran, and this time round he's obviously focusing on fasting and following Ramadan. So he's now in a position where he's been through those challenges and difficulties, and he's been allowed outside of to essentially leave the jail, and is now in a position where he is on house arrest. So what does that essentially mean? It means he's still in prison, but just not in the jails, but in his home. Okay. Now, obviously, if he's going back to his mansion or his villa or whatever it was, it's not a bad jail to be in. I'm sure he's able to order some decent pizzas again and do what he needs to do. Okay. So essentially, from a perspective of the news for him is a fantastic news. He's been in a position where he's gone through those trials and tests, and the one thing him and Tristan is, which is his brother, there is some news that he also has potentially become Muslim while being in jail. So it'll be interesting to find out if that is actually happened or not. But essentially, when it comes down to these two individuals, while they were in jail, they were saying, where's the proof and evidence that you've got? What was the reason they were put in jail in the first place? The reason why is because, they were involved in OnlyFans, bringing in girls, making money off online webcamming and things like that. And there was maybe some women that complained that they may have kidnapped or made an assumption on those likes, okay? But when they looked at the camera footage, that wasn't the case. These women initially went out of the apartment to get pizza from the pizza man, came back in, they were absolutely free at every point in time and in no distress. So obviously when you're popular and you've got money, people are going to say things against you that are just not true. And the government needed a reason to shut him up, essentially, because the things that he was saying were things that that were affecting the hierarchy in terms of, letting people know what he would call the matrix and what that is, and where the power really is and how to take that power back, essentially, right? So he was really about empowering the men, and obviously the government are going to be scared that this demographic of strong men becoming strong-minded, they can create a revolution. Okay, that is really what the fear is at the end of the day. That's why they wanted to shut him up and get him to be quiet in the first place. Okay, so from that perspective, they've put him in jail. They made any excuse. A lot of these women, which is hilarious, that they put as, oh, these are the women that said things. They went out publicly to say, I'm not a victim here. Okay, this is all lies. Ignore it. Okay, so pretty. Again, it was from my perspective, and obviously I don't know the details, but it seems like an excuse to just shut up one of the most influential men in history. And the thing is, when we look at the tweets and the information that Andrew Tate and his brother are passing through to the people that are managing his Twitter and the information that is out there, he's very strong-minded. And that is a really powerful thing to see, where he's mentioning, look, anybody in history that you look at that has created a powerful revolution has been unjustly imprisoned. Okay, so for him, he is in a he's in his mind, his words were, you know a person's power based by looking at their enemies and what their enemies are doing. Okay, so it just shows how powerful this individual is. So he's in a position where he's under house arrest now. What does that mean for him and the information? I don't know if he's able to come on alive and actually give his opinion on the situation. My assumption is maybe because it's at a legal stage, he won't mention anything because that information can be used against him. So maybe he's just gonna, again, as he was in jail, just be silent. Whatever information goes out, goes out. But he's in a position where he can obviously fast his month of Ramadan. He can pray at the comfort of his own home, hopefully have a better environment, have better food. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to have visitors. Whatever the situation is, it's better than it has been. Okay. And the crazy thing is while he was in jail, there was no questioning done. There was no conversation done against him. Okay. And what the lawyers essentially mentioned, or the individuals analyzing the situation, is they were using that time to try to find some evidence, but there wasn't any evidence that they could find. And that's why, again, many people are mentioning that this is against human rights. They haven't arrested him for any clear-cut reason. There's no evidence behind any of the claims that they're mentioning. So why is he in jail? Why is he on house arrest? The good thing is the fact that it's from jail to house arrest. So hopefully at some point out of house arrest and then maybe, going to another country. There was some news that an individual from Dubai, who is a powerful individual, tried to contact the Romanian officials and had some conversations with them to try to get him out of jail and get him into Dubai. So people in the background are working. I think justice, whatever the justice is, will come to light. And hopefully within some period of time, he'll be a free man. I think he's an individual that's maturing. He's made some mistakes in the past. He's done some things that are incorrect in terms of, avenues to make money, for example, in his Jahiliyyah aspect in his times. But the reality is his mindset is strong. We can see through his actions and his words that he is a practicing Muslim. As again, there's news that maybe his brother has also become a Muslim. And now, whether you like him or not, we hope for the best of just, the main thing is justice at the end of the day. Justice needs to be there in whatever case there is, whether somebody's done right or wrong, okay? And what we've seen is a massive injustice in the way he's been imprisoned. And, for him to be able to come out of that for now and be in house arrest is an initial massive win. So I'll keep you updated on what's happening. Make sure you've hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to this channel already. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Assalamu alaikum.